The mother returns, her soft feathers a blanket of safety. Doves are known for their calm temperament and deep sense of responsibility toward their offspring. In the world of doves, parenting is a shared devotion. Both parents alternate duties with a quiet elegance, one incubating the eggs while the other gathers food or stands watch. Mourning doves, among the most widespread dove species in North America, typically form monogamous pairs. Once bonded, a male and female will often remain together through many breeding seasons, returning to the same nesting sites year after year. The nest is minimalistic, made of loosely arranged twigs, sometimes lined with grass or pine needles. These nests may appear fragile, but they serve their purpose well. Egg-laying usually follows courtship rituals, which include soft cooing, bowing, and feeding. The female generally lays 2 eggs, and incubation begins immediately. Both parents share this task equally, each taking turns during the day and night. The incubation period lasts around 14 days. During this time, the nest is a quiet place, disturbed only by gentle shifts of the parents as they carefully rotate the eggs. Once hatched, the nest becomes a place of constant care and feeding. The parents produce a unique substance called crop milk, which is rich in protein and fat. Unlike mammalian milk, it is not a liquid, but rather a semi-solid secretion from the lining of the crop. Both male and female doves produce this milk and feed it directly into the beaks of their chicks. In the first week of life, the chicks grow rapidly. Their eyes open around day 3 to 5, and the sparse yellowish down begins to give way to pin feathers. These tiny structures will eventually unfurl into the flight feathers that will carry them into the sky. The second week is marked by increased activity. The chicks begin stretching their legs, flapping their wings, and even vocalizing faintly in response to their parents. By now, their diet begins to include partially digested seeds. Doves are primarily granivorous, meaning their diet is composed largely of seeds from grasses, weeds, and cultivated grains. In addition to seeds, they may also eat small berries, grains, and occasionally insects, especially when feeding their young. As the nestlings grow, their awareness of the environment sharpens. They respond to the movements of their parents, the shadows of nearby predators, and the changing light of the day. Doves are preyed upon by a number of animals, including snakes, hawks, crows, and domestic cats. Despite their vigilance, many nests are lost to predation. This is why doves often raise multiple broods in a single season. By the end of the second week, the nestlings have developed most of their flight feathers. Their bodies are now closer in size to that of adult doves, though their feathers remain duller in color and their flight still unsteady. At around 12 to 15 days old, the young doves prepare for fledging, the process of leaving the nest. Fledging does not mean independence. Even after leaving the nest, the juveniles remain close, often perching in nearby branches or on rooftops. The parents continue to feed and guide them for another week or two, teaching them where to find food and how to navigate their surroundings. These post-nesting days are crucial for survival. Doves have an impressive reproductive strategy. In warmer climates, they may raise up to 6 broods in a single year. As soon as one brood fledges, the female may lay another pair of eggs in the same or a nearby nest. This rapid cycle helps counterbalance the high mortality rate among young birds. Despite their vulnerability, Doves are resilient. They adapt quickly to urban environments, often nesting in flower pots, gutters, and window ledges. Their gentle cooing becomes a familiar backdrop in parks and neighborhoods, a sound that brings calm and continuity. The average lifespan of a mourning dove in the wild is around 1.5 years, though some may live up to 5 years or longer. In captivity, or with minimal predation, they can live over 10 years. The high mortality rate in the wild is due to natural predators, disease, and human-related hazards such as windows and vehicles. Their diet is simple but effective. Doves favor seeds like millet, sunflower, safflower, and cracked corn. They forage on the ground, using their strong beaks to pick up food and swallow it whole. In their gizzard, small stones or grit help grind the food, aiding in digestion. This allows them to consume a wide variety of seeds and digest them efficiently. Doves play an important ecological role. By feeding on weed seeds, they help control unwanted plant growth. As prey animals, they are a crucial food source for many predators. Their nesting habits also create microhabitats for insects and contribute to the biodiversity of an area. Culturally, doves are symbols of peace, love, and purity. Their presence in art, literature, and religious traditions spans centuries and continents. The dove's gentle demeanor and loyal pair bonds continue to captivate and inspire. From egg to flight, the journey of a dove is filled with wonder. Each stage reveals a layer of instinct, care, and transformation. As the fledglings take to the sky, their story continues across treetops and rooftops, a testament to the enduring spirit of nature. Doves are among the most graceful and gentle birds found across the globe. Celebrated not only for their elegant appearance and calming coos, but also for the deep symbolism they carry in many cultures. As members of the family Columbidae, doves share this classification with pigeons, and though the terms are often used interchangeably, doves are generally considered to be the smaller, more delicate counterparts. These birds have inhabited the earth for millions of years, adapting to diverse climates and landscapes. Doves have proven to be remarkably resilient and adaptable. From lush forests and sprawling grasslands to bustling urban environments, their physical characteristics make them instantly recognizable. Compact bodies, small heads and long pointed tails. Most doves have soft, muted plumage, often in shades of gray, brown, or white, though tropical species can exhibit vibrant colors. Their eyes, often bright and alert, are surrounded by a thin ring of bare skin that adds to their expressiveness. Their beaks are slender and slightly curved, perfect for pecking at seeds and small fruits. Their feet, with 3 toes facing forward and 1 backward, allow for a firm grip on branches or ledges. One of the most intriguing aspects of dove behavior is their diet. Most doves are granivores, meaning they primarily feed on seeds. However, their diet can also include small fruits, grains, and even insects. Their feeding habits vary with habitat and availability of food sources. In cities, for instance, urban doves like the rock dove adapt to scavenge human scraps, eating anything from breadcrumbs to leftover rice. In the wild, doves forage on the ground, using their keen eyesight to spot food. They swallow seeds whole and store them temporarily in their crop, a special section of the esophagus before digesting them later in a safe spot. Doves possess a unique drinking behavior. Unlike most birds that must tilt their heads back to swallow water, doves can drink by sucking, which allows them to hydrate quickly and efficiently. This ability is particularly beneficial in hot or arid climates, where water is scarce and fast consumption is crucial. Social creatures by nature, doves often live in small flocks outside the breeding season. They exhibit a gentle demeanor, rarely engaging in aggressive behavior. Their vocalizations are soft and rhythmic, with cooing being the most recognizable sound. This cooing serves various purposes, attracting mates, signaling danger, or establishing territory. During courtship, males perform elaborate displays, puffing up their chests, cooing, and circling their chosen females in a dance-like fashion. If accepted, the pair bond closely and may remain together for life, showcasing one of the most touching aspects of dove behavior, lifelong monogamy. Nesting is a joint effort for doves. Once a pair forms, both the male and female contribute to building a nest, which is often a simple platform of twigs, grasses, and leaves. While these nests may appear flimsy, they serve the purpose effectively. Doves prefer to nest in secure, elevated locations, tree branches, building ledges, or even hanging flower pots in suburban settings. In some regions, ground nesting doves adapt to bushy vegetation for cover. They often reuse or reinforce old nests, conserving energy and material. A female typically lays 2 eggs per clutch, and both parents take turns incubating them. The male usually covers the daytime shift, while the female takes over at night. After about 2 weeks, the eggs hatch into squabs, naked, blind, and entirely dependent on their parents. This is where doves showcase one of the most remarkable traits in the avian world: the production of pigeon milk. This milky, nutrient-rich substance is secreted from the lining of the crop in both males and females, and is fed to the chicks by regurgitation. It's rich in fats and proteins, allowing squabs to grow rapidly. As the chicks develop, parents gradually introduce softened seeds into their diet. Around 2 to 3 weeks after hatching, the young are ready to fledge and begin exploring the world. Doves live in a wide range of environments. They are found on every continent except Antarctica. Some prefer dense forests, others thrive in arid deserts, and many have adapted to city life. Urban doves, such as the rock dove, find ample food and nesting opportunities in human structures. In forests, species like the white-tipped dove forage under the canopy, blending in with the leaf litter. In tropical regions, fruit doves perch among the trees, feeding on berries and fruit. Desert-adapted species like the Namaqua dove manage their water intake carefully and are active during cooler parts of the day. While many dove species have large, stable populations, some face threats due to habitat loss, climate change, and predation. Deforestation, urban sprawl, and agricultural development shrink the habitats of forest-dwelling doves. Invasive species such as cats, rats, and aggressive birds outcompete or prey on native doves. Climate change also alters migration patterns and reduces food availability, putting pressure on populations. Conservation efforts are crucial for protecting these birds, especially island species like the Socorro dove, which is extinct in the wild and survives only in captivity. Doves are deeply intertwined with human culture and mythology. In Christianity, the dove is a symbol of the Holy Spirit and appears frequently in biblical stories. The image of a dove carrying an olive branch originates from the story of Noah's Ark, symbolizing peace and renewal. In Greek mythology, doves were sacred to Aphrodite, the goddess of love. In Roman culture, they were associated with Venus and often appeared in love charms and offerings. In Native American traditions, doves symbolize purity, peace, and messages from the spirit world. In Japanese culture, they are emblems of fidelity and serenity. Their cultural symbolism extends into art and literature. Doves appear in poetry as symbols of love and longing. Artists from the Renaissance to the modern era have depicted doves in paintings and sculptures, often representing divine or romantic themes. Pablo Picasso's Dove of Peace became an emblem of the peace movement in the 20th century. Even in contemporary society, doves are released at weddings and memorials, symbolizing love, unity, and the soul's journey. Domesticated doves have been part of human history for millennia. Ancient civilizations in Egypt, Mesopotamia, and Rome raised doves for food, messages, and companionship. The practice of using pigeons, essentially domesticated rock doves as messengers, dates back thousands of years. These birds were trained to return to their home lofts and were used extensively in war, including World War I and II, to carry important messages when other means of communication failed. Today, dovekeeping continues as a hobby and tradition. Fanciers breed doves for their color variations, patterns, and behavior. Some raise homing pigeons for racing, a sport with dedicated enthusiasts worldwide. Others keep doves for ceremonial purposes, training them for release events. This practice, while visually striking, has ethical considerations, as not all release birds survive if they are not properly trained or cared for. Doves also contribute to science. Their calm temperament and trainability make them ideal for behavioral research. Scientists study doves to understand avian learning, memory, and social behavior. In ecological studies, dove populations are used as indicators of environmental health. Their presence or decline can signal changes in habitat quality, food availability, and climate conditions. Among the many dove species, several stand out for their distinct features. The mourning dove, widespread in North America, is known for its melancholic cooing and slender, graceful build. It adapts well to human-altered landscapes and is one of the most hunted game birds in the United States. Yet its population remains robust due to high reproductive rates. The Eurasian collared dove, originally native to Asia and Europe, has rapidly expanded its range into the Americas over the last century. It is recognized by the black collar around its neck and its soft, repetitive call. The Nicobar pigeon is a stunning example of dove diversity. Found in Southeast Asia and the Pacific Islands, it is the closest living relative of the extinct dodo. It boasts iridescent green and blue plumage with striking white tail feathers. Another notable species is the Victoria crowned pigeon, one of the largest pigeons in the world, adorned with a spectacular fan-like crest. Doves face both admiration and challenges in a changing world. Urban development offers both opportunities and risks. While some species thrive alongside humans, others struggle with pollution, glass collisions, and predation by domestic animals. Encouraging bird-friendly architecture, such as using reflective glass, planting native flora, and maintaining green spaces can support urban dove populations. Global conservation organizations are working to protect dove habitats and species. BirdLife International, for example, identifies and monitors important bird and biodiversity areas, IBAs, to prioritize conservation actions. As the season progresses, the cycle begins again. New eggs are laid, and new lives begin. The simplicity and rhythm of the dove's life serve as a quiet reminder of nature's resilience and grace. In every nest, in every flutter of wings, there's a story of dedication, survival, and beauty. Thank you for joining us on this intimate journey into the life of a dove. If you enjoyed watching the quiet beauty of their nesting life, stay tuned for our next video, where we explore the fascinating world of bird courtship rituals how birds attract mates through songs, dances, and displays across different species.